Hey guys, how you doing? Coach Mitch here. Let's talk about the poly. I do a poly review about once every half year. You guys, I don't do any kind of poly coaching at all. The polygraph is something all within itself, right? But I do like to give out pointers, of course, to help you guys out when it comes to the poly because everybody hates the poly, including myself. I'll tell you right now, I'm not a big fan of the poly. That's in full disclosure. I think it's too much for my guys to go into this process here. If you're going to the CIA, yeah, I get that. I understand that, but I think it's too much. Anyway, so the first thing I want you to know about when you go through the polygraph situation, you want to review your background packet carefully. Understand your own story, understand what's going on, because the biggest tool here for you in the poly has always been consistency. For my 7 years of coaching, my guys who pass the poly are the ones who are always consistent with their stories, right? So read your packet carefully so you remember what you wrote. Even small contradictions can seem like, a pause for the polygrapher, right? So make sure you know your story, all right? Even if it's uncomfortable, you have to tell the truth. I don't care how weird it might sound or how bad it might sound. They're not looking for perfect people. They're looking for people who are what? You know my channel now. Who are what? Integrity filled, right? You want to be able to say the truth. The biggest disqualification for you is trying to bury or hide that truth. Just say the truth, right? A big one here, people tend to over-explain. I did this, blah, blah, blah. Don't do that. Answer the question as they ask you and get it done and don't ramble on and avoid any kind of emotional detail. Short, truthful, and to the point. That's how you want to do that. I want to tell you guys this too is I get this sometimes people ask me on email, hey coach, can you show me how to beat the poly? I think I'm a smart guy. I'm not that smart. So avoid any kind of online people tell you they can show you how to beat the poly. I can't. And I can tell you guys, almost 8 years now actually, these people are trained to understand countermeasures to the poly. Okay, so do not be that guy. Okay. Coach Mitch cannot teach you, and nor can anybody else. So poly cannot be taught, right? Let's talk about your nerves though for a minute. Your nerves, you're going to be nervous like you were at the interview, right? So being nervous all by itself doesn't mean you're going to fail, but inconsistent stories and deception is going to hammer you. So what are the phases? There are three what I call phases of the poly, right? The first phase is what they call the pre-test interview. So what happens, the examiner is going to review your packet. It's why I tell you, review your packet on yourself before, like the day before, know what's in your packet, right? Because the examiner is going to review your packet with you, and they're going to ask you what I call clarifying questions. So what's a clarifying question? Well, if something in your packet seems murky, they're going to try to unmurk it, right? Make it more clear for them, okay? And then they're going to talk to you about the sensors. They're going to explain to you where they're going to put it at, and what each sensor does on your body. That's just how it works, right? Control questions are important because control questions are they're not meant to trick you. They're your baseline questions, right? Ask you maybe to confirm your sex and confirm your birthday, things that are obvious to anybody, right? But you have to say it because they want to get a baseline on you. Baselines are very important, right? Now comes the relevant questions, right? I said three, huh? Top five, not three. So the relevant questions are the ones where people really get hung up on sometimes. The relevant questions are targeted questions based upon your packet. So whatever you wrote in there 2, 3, 4 months ago, or whatever it was, you have to be consistent. This is why I'm telling you time and time again, make sure you know what's in your packet. You should know your history better than anybody else and be able to say it easily, right? That's how you do that. People get into my background investigation prep. I ask them questions like that too to make sure they're ready for the polygraph. It's not a polygraph preparation. It's a background investigation prep where they call you on the phone. I prep you for that. Last one is this, guys. The post-test questions is this. They may revisit answers that produce reactions. Now, this is common. I hear this all the time. Coach Mitch, they asked me this question 3 or 4 times. Yeah, they do that, guys, just to make sure they understand what's going on. And sometimes this part here I don't like because sometimes I feel my guys are being steered towards an angle that they never were going down. Like one of my guys, my guys often say, I didn't do this, but yet I feel like they're trying to steer me down this way, and I hear that a lot. The failure parts, right? So what happens, people who fail, they're told, well, they think, they're not told really, they think that because maybe they're withholding information, changing their storyline multiple times, or lying about drug and criminal activity. Now look guys, I can't teach the polygraph. Nobody can. Don't fall for that crap ever. It's not true. I don't want none of my guys getting hurt because they paid a lot of money to some guy to show them how to pass a poly. We can't do that. If anybody does that to you, you have questions, you let me know. Okay, I'll stop that for you. Don't do that. The poly is just about understanding your background, being calm, know your story, and just repeat it. Okay? That's all I can tell you. I don't know anything else, right? I don't even try to study the poly. The poly is a beast to me, okay? But I support you guys, and I wish you the best on your poly to get through there and get your career started so you can start keeping our country safe. I wish you the very best, guys. Any questions at all, email me. Take care. Bye-bye.